Thanks everyone for coming to the junior camp parent meeting. We are really excited for a fun-filled summer. I have with me here, I have Dana Gatto. She's going to be our head counselor for the junior camp this year. She has been the head counselor previously. She took a little hiatus and now she's back as our head counselor. I also have Sarah Lindahl, who's our camp coordinator. She has been our camp coordinator for 7 years, did you say? 7 or 8? Okay, 7 or 8 years, so she's been doing it a long time. I've been here 4 years, so this is my 4th summer, and I'm very excited to get started. This year, as far as our COVID guidelines that we are following, of course, we will follow any mandates that are put into place by the county or the states. As of right now, masks are recommended, but they're not required. So we recommend that you send your child with a mask that they can wear inside, but it's not required. We will be outside as much as possible. Of course, we have to take some breaks to go inside when it's hot, when the weather isn't permitting, when it's raining, thunderstorming, we'll go inside. If your child tests positive for COVID-19, please let me know right away. Send me an email. And then your child will have to remain out from camp for 5 days, with the day of testing being day 0. And then when they come back, they do need to be wearing a mask for 5 days once they come back. If any of that changes, we'll continue to follow the guidelines. If any of that changes, you will be notified. And then let's get into some specifics about camp. So the camp billing, if you were on the billing installment billing plans, if you pay the deposit and then you're doing the billing, those get billed 1 week before the session is supposed to begin. So session 1 will be billed on June 6th, because it's 1 week before the session starts. And then it'll be billed every 2 weeks after that. And then if you haven't already, please be sure to fill out the parent authorization form with your child's information on it so that we can have that for the first day of camp. If we don't have that on the first day of camp, we'll ask you to step aside and write it out before you leave, just so we can make sure we have all that information as soon as your child comes to camp. If your child requires any medication, if they need an EpiPen or anything like that, you do need to fill out a medication dispensing form. They'll have those on site. If you want to fill it out beforehand, you can email me and I can send that to you. Some of you I already have those from. And then anyone picking up the child from camp must be on the parent authorization form. So my staff will be checking those parent authorization forms, and if they don't recognize you, they might check for your ID. So just make sure that you have that handy, at least for the first week, just so that they can get to know you and make sure that your child is safe and going home with who they should be.
Call.
And then when you filled out your camp authorization form, if you indicated or if you emailed me and indicated that your child needs assistance with Manassar, our Special Rec Association, and you haven't heard from Manassar yet, please email me so that I can contact them. And then we have our other counselors here as well. My other counselors, if you want to just turn your video on so I can introduce you, and you just wave as I introduce you. So we have Safina. She's been here, how many years before?
This is my 4th year, yeah.
4th year doing summer camp. And then we also have Hannah Schwimmer. And we have Naomi Nishi, Farah, Leanne, where's Leanne? There she is, and we. There we go. And then Dana's going to go into a little bit more specifics about your particular camp.
Okay. Hi, I'm Miss Dana. So I'll be the head counselor this year. If you're having any issues, please feel free to come and speak with me, and then you can always contact Claire if necessary. The first thing that's, well, it's slightly different since I did camp. We're going to be doing the pool 3 days a week. So Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday, make sure you come dressed and ready to go to the pool, because we'll be walking and on our way there within the hour and starting our swim time at 10 o'clock. And then another important thing is that you have your supplies needed for the day. You should always have a secure bag that'll hold your sunscreen, your towel, and if you want your kid to have flip-flops or sandals for the pool, I suggest to pack that on a daily basis. And then you want to pack a lunch every day as well. We do have a refrigerator they can use, but we don't have a microwave. So please pack things that are, you know, able to eat like on the spot, like a sandwich. I'm going to ask that it be peanut free. We have a couple people with allergies, and I'd like everyone to just respect that. So that includes snacks and sandwiches. So if you could please do your best to do that. Okay, and yeah, let's see. My next thing on the list was the drop-off procedures, and Claire, if you could chime in on that.
Yeah, sure. So for drop off, we will have you line up in your car by the curb. So the sidewalk that comes right out to the curb from Okido Field House, pull right up there, and then staff will meet you at the car, and they will check your child in from your car. And then when you pick up, same situation, you'll pull up to the curb, a staff member will greet you, and then they will bring your child to your car. Did that make sense, Dana?
Yes, yes. Somebody said our reusable lunch containers. Okay, yeah, a lunchbox is fine. We usually didn't have too many issues, and then you can always pack an ice pack if it's easier, in case your kid forgets to tell us to put it in the fridge or whatever, just so it stays good for, I mean, it'll be less than 3 hours and then we'll already be eating lunch. So just so you know that. We ask that you guys pack your kids in gym shoes every day for safety reasons. We're going to be running around a lot, playing at the park, doing a lot of outdoor activities, so we just want them to be safe. And another thing I don't want to forget is if you can call or text to just let us know if you're going to be absent that day. The phone I will have on me at all times is 224-415-1125. So yeah, texting is just fine. There's no, if you know, it's okay if you don't want to call or whatever. And then your child's going to get a camp shirt. If you can please dress them in that every Friday, field trip day, and just so we can distinguish our camp from any other kids wherever location we're at. We will give out specific times of when we're leaving the campsite and when we're arriving back each week, so you'll know ahead of time. And then let's see what else I have. I was just going to brief you on the fact that every day we have planned activities. We'll have usually for sure outdoor activity, playing at the park. We have indoor activities as well as a craft. So some crafts will be a little bit fancier than others, some will be paint, but try to do something fun every day, and it goes along with the theme, the weekly theme we have. Example would be like something like the ocean or sports. And then, as Claire stated before, if your kid is sick, please have them stay home. We have a list in our manual about the specific COVID symptoms, as well as anything as like a fever or flu. Just don't want, everyone getting sick and spreading that all spreads quickly. So I'm going to stop for a second if you have any questions.
I'm going to address some questions that came up in the comments.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I saw them popping up, but it was hard to. Yeah.
So we have 50 kids in junior camp. Dana, how big are the groups? 7 or 8?
Yeah, average is about 8 a day. So it changes because we have 3 different schedules. So.
Okay. Yeah, and we are at max capacity at about 50 kids per day in groups of 8. And then someone asked about before and after care. So we provide transportation in our 15-passenger van. The van is driven by Donna. She wasn't able to make it tonight, but she's worked for the Park District for about 20 years now. So she drives the van. We do a driver abstract on her regularly. So we know she's a safe driver. The students that are 8 and younger, we have booster seats for them. Everyone always wears their seatbelts. And then the kids get picked up, I think, a little bit early. So if you're looking to pick your child up early, and I'm talking like 2:30, and they might be in transit to extended at that point. And then for Rise and Shine and extended, that pickup is at Prairie View Community Center. So up in the community room upstairs on the 2nd floor. If you have any other specific questions about that, let me know. Someone asked if sneaker sandals are okay. I would say yes, as long as they have a strap. We really want to make sure they have a strap in the back. And then 2 different kids starting camp at the same time in 2 locations. Yes, if you're a little late or if you're 5 minutes early, that's okay.
Can I just jump off of what you were saying, Claire?
Yeah.
I just wanted to say, like, if your child is still practicing and learning how to tie their shoes, if at all possible, you can give them the Velcro sneakers for camp, just because we'll be running around a lot, like I said, and the shoes will come untied, and we're happy to help them if they have that, but just to make it easier on everyone, just a suggestion.
And then someone asked, where are the field trips on Friday? They're in various places. We tried to keep junior camp closer. So junior camp, each camp will have their own bus to the field trip sites. And then we try to keep them within 30 minutes of the Park District. If you want a specific list, I can get that to everybody. Did I miss any questions?
I'm sorry, I'm a little bit confused about the 50 kids in El Quillo schoolhouse. How do you fit 50 kids in that schoolhouse?
It's definitely a little tighter, but camp, we just keep it more open instead of having like a bunch of furniture and stuff like you see in preschool. It's more open. So we have tables that we put around for the kids, but if necessary, they do fit in there. It's a little tighter, but they do fit.
And that's also why we do rotations where basically like 2 to 4 groups are outside, 2 or so groups are inside. So we try to space out, and so everyone's not always in that room at the same time.
Dana, I had a question. Do you
Sure.
Do you have them pack a snack too, or just lunch?
Oh, yeah. They're welcome to pack a snack, but because of the time we're at the pool, the day that we can ensure that they'll have time for a snack is Wednesday. Other than that, we're kind of walking back and going to eat right when we get back from the pool. So it's fine if they pack extra snacks, and if we have time, they can eat them. But it's going to be a lot of back and forth and at the pool, so I can't ensure a snack time every day.
There is a spot that you'll keep backpacks, right? They'll keep them in a particular spot.
Yes, we're going to keep them with their small group. So
Does that mean they're like in one spot? They don't have to like carry them with them throughout the day, right?
no.
Okay.
We usually keep to a minimum what they take to the pool so they don't have too much to carry. Their towel and their, their goggles if they wear goggles.
Okay. Someone asked what support is given to kids who are not trained swimmers on swim days. So we do, the camp will be going before the pool is open to the public. So it's just camp there. The camp staff will be in the water at all times. They all are in charge of a zone, and they watch the water and watch the campers, and make sure that they're following those pool rules. And then their lifeguards are of course there as well. And then we do swim tests. So the first day that your child will be swimming is they'll
The
be
first
swim
day camp?
tested. And then if they pass, they'll get a green wristband. If they don't pass or don't want to take the test, they'll get a red wristband. Red wristband means they have to stay in the activity pool, which is like that shallower pool. And then if they have a green wristband, they can go in the lap lanes as well. And then if you feel like your child needs it, we do have life jackets that are there on site. If you want your child to wear a life jacket, we can do that. If you want to send a life jacket with your child, you can. It just has to say, it just has to say that it's Coast Guard approved on it. Otherwise, they won't allow it in the pool.
Did you want me to answer some of these other questions, Claire?
Yeah, why don't you?
Yeah, okay. So I saw one up there about pool. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to be confusing. We only stay at the pool for 1 hour, 10 to 11. So someone had thought we were staying from 10 to 3. So no, we come on back, we eat on site, probably have some in or outside, try to encourage them to stay outside to eat so they have more room and space and that. And then another parent asked about staying in the same group or rotating. Personally, I like to rotate the kids just so they begin to make new friends. If there's been some sort of request that a child doesn't get along, or if me and my counselors find out the two kids don't really work or play well together, we're not going to keep them in the same group and might even split them up in the middle of a session because we don't want to encourage issues if we want to prevent them. So, and I did mean to bring up about the sunscreen. We definitely encourage you packing the spray sunscreen because yes, myself and the counselors will help the kids reapply before the pool and throughout the day, especially on a very hot day.
Yeah, and the counselors won't be able to apply lotion sunscreen. So
Yes.
they can spray sunscreen on, but they can't like apply a lotion to the kids. Some people, I know like some kids don't like the face, like their face being sprayed. There are like sunscreen sticks that like can rub on. The counselors can do that too. Sorry, did we address them all, Dana? I think we did. Did we miss any questions, or does anyone have a question that they want to ask?
What are the hot, I remember last year, like if it was over a certain temperature, then they were inside. is there a temperature guideline for that? I guess I'm still stuck on this 50 kids thing. And you know, Illinois has randomly hot summers sometimes, so.
Yeah, so if we're above 100 degrees, we're gonna come inside. And then that'll be either actual temperature or heat index. If that's the case, we will come inside. It is possible if it's like above 90, instead of doing that, we'll just do like a more mellow outdoor thing instead of like running around in that.
And we do water breaks throughout the day, and also encourage that you have the water bottle that we can fill on site. So when I did this camp previously, I walked kids back and forth to the bathroom, to the water, even if they needed a break and needed to cool off. So I'm not, you know, wanting anybody to stay out for 4 hours straight. That's another reason why we do the rotations, so that the group will be inside, then outside, inside, then outside. And there's just a variety of activity, and, you know, people are getting a chance to be in the air and no one's getting too overheated. So.
So if your child has to pass the swim test to be able to go into the larger pool, whether they have a life vest or not. You can send them with a vest, but they do still have to pass that swim test without the vest to be able to go into the larger pool. For the wristbands, so we mark on everyone's, you know, we mark next to everyone's name, like what wristband they're gonna get, and then they'll get that wristband, and they'll get a different wristband every day, and they'll get it before they swim, and then they'll take it off after they swim. Right, Dana?
Yes. Some kids like to keep their wristbands on, but yes, we'll be able to give them a new one every day.
Pool days are Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday, and then field trips are on Fridays. So Dana, did you go over like a newsletter? You'll get a newsletter.
Oh, I didn't discuss it yet, but yes, I will send a newsletter that Claire will email to all of you, and it'll do like a brief of what our theme is and which days we're going to school. Occasionally throughout the summer, the librarian will be there, so that'd be a nice treat for the kids. And that we have that'll include which specific field trip we're on. At least that was my plan to do. And then something else my staff and I decided was we do Wednesday theme day. So as I said before, like ocean would be the week theme. We'd say, like, you know, wear blue or green, something simple. We never want you to buy things for these, but just to make it fun, they could dress up and wear something unique for that week. And I'll include that in that newsletter as well.
Someone asked how and when you change out of swimsuits.
How to change out?
Yeah. Where are you gonna change at the pool or you change Okido?
The plan was to come back and change at the site. That's what we had discussed. So
okay. The start of junior camp is on June 13th. We have a camp called Camp S'more that starts on June 6th. That's almost full. Yes, so we'll always have hand sanitizer on us and tissues on us at all times. That'll certainly be on us. If your child improves on swimming and they want to be retested, they can do that once a summer. So once throughout the summer. The newsletters will be sent out the Thursday before the week that it covers. So you'll receive the first one for the first week of camp on June 9th. And then I email that out to the email I have on file. Dana, there's a question that says, should we send separate bags for their wet clothes? Or like,
I would say just a throwaway plastic bag is fine. So that should be sufficient if you like for their like bathing suit. I mean, not a full on backpack or anything. I wouldn't suggest that.
Okay. Right. A lot of good questions.
Oh, it looks like a parent asked how far in advance they'll receive the theme or activity.
Yeah.
We plan on sending about a week ahead of time, right? I mean,
The Thursday before.
okay, Thursday before, so.
Hours are 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. If you're in Rise and Shine, that starts at 7. If you're in Extended, that goes until 6. Yes, hats are definitely allowed if you want your child to wear one. Any other questions? So Camp Okido, the drop-off location is right by the curb. The pickup location is also by the curb. If you're in Rise and Shine, the drop-off location is PVCC, the Prairie View Community Center, on the 2nd floor in the community room. And then the pickup location is at Prairie View Community Center on the 2nd floor in the community room, if you're in Extended. All right. Well, thanks everyone for coming. If you have any other questions, feel free to email me. You can always talk to Dana before or after camp. If you have something that you want to talk to her about, maybe if you just want to wait until the end, then you can talk to her about that once everyone's either dropped off or picked up. Okay. All right, thanks. Take care. Have a great summer. We're so excited.